Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a haul and first impressions on the new COL-LAB makeup line at Sally Beauty. Now this line is exclusive to Sally's and I found it in my local store this week, and it wasn't originally supposed to be in stores I think until November, but maybe mine put it out a little early. It is available online now as well, and the price point is between $6.99 and $14.99, so it's very in line with drugstore pricing. And the line is basically exactly what the name suggests. It's a collaboration between 8 different beauty influencers and Sally Beauty. So I heard about it through Coffee Break with Danny, who is a YouTuber that I followed for many years, and you know, I originally went to go seek out the line just after hearing about it from her. So I wanted to pick up a few things to try, but I am so excited because the stuff is really, really good, you guys. So if you want to see my initial first impressions and hear a little bit more about all of the products that I picked up, then just keep watching. So the first thing that jumped out at me was definitely the eyeshadow palettes. There are 4 different ones. I got 2. I got sort of a warmer toned one that reminds me a lot of Modern Renaissance, and then this is a very neutral one. So I tried to get the ones that I would probably wear the most. There's also one that has blues and grays in it and a purple one as well. And I think I'm gonna go back and get the purple, but I wanted to try the formula first because I know purples can be kind of tricky. So I didn't want that to be my first one in case it's not good. I don't know, but now that I've tried these and I love them, I think I'm gonna go back and see if that purple one is just as good as these are. These are amazing. And first I want to talk about packaging, because the packaging on these is very high end. It feels exactly like the NARS packaging, so it's that soft touch. It does get dirty, I will say. It kind of attracts everything, but I do really love how luxurious these feel, especially for $14.99. They are made in Canada as well. I know sometimes people have concerns about you know, more affordable products being produced in China, so these are made in Canada. They have 8 shades in each one, and what I love about these is that they're so small and compact. They're so cute. I feel like I could take these in a bag very easily, take them on travel, and really when you go to the drugstore, a lot of times you'll see a quad, like a Maybelline quad or something, that's really not that much larger than this. Usually it has like 4 shades and then a brush that's, you know, completely useless anyway, so it's just a waste of space. But I love how they fit 8 shades in these little compacts, and the pan sizes are generous as well. It's not like they're teeny tiny. You can easily get a brush into here. This one, the warmer one, seems to have more mattes in it. I think 6 out of the 8 shades are matte in here, but we'll know for sure when I do the swatches. This one seems to have a few more shimmers, but actually let's just get into the swatches so you can see how beautiful these are. Formula is so super soft and buttery and velvety. They feel like high-end eyeshadows. So let's take a look at some swatches. Okay, so here are all the shades swatched, and the top row is without primer and then the bottom row is with primer. So you can see that there's not a whole lot of difference whether you use primer or not, but I do recommend it, especially with a softer formula like this, because it does have a lot of kick up. So primer will help it stick to your lids just a little bit better. But there are, like I thought, 6 matte shades and 2 shimmers. You have this shimmer here and then this one, which isn't super shimmery, but it just has a little bit of a sheen to it. And this one's actually called Best of the Day. I really like this one. It does remind me a lot of Modern Renaissance. I think if I swatched it next to it, we would probably find a lot of dupes in here. And then this is the more neutral one. This one is called Get Ready With Me. And I think I might like the formula just a little bit better on this one. For some reason, the mattes feel even more creamy. I mean, this one is just fantastic. The other one was really good, but this one is just you know, I could pick this up and think it was a high-end palette, no problem. So this one actually has 5 shimmer shades and 3 mattes. So it's a little bit different of a mix from the last one, but you do still have your matte ivory shade there. You have several different lid colors, and this is a really beautiful crease color down here. So the side with primer is not a whole lot different than the side without primer. I mean, there's still amazing pigmentation without. I think the primer just brings out a little bit more intensity in the shades. So the next thing I picked up is mascara, and this one is called The Works. It's supposed to be lengthening, volumizing, and curling all in one, sort of for that big false lash effect, which I really love. It was $12.99, and there are a few other formulas. There's a lengthening one, a volumizing one, and one that curls your lashes, and then there's also a primer as well. So there's definitely a lot of choice depending on what you're looking for. This one I'm actually wearing on my lashes today, and I think it really does a great job at giving me that false lash look. It's not clumpy at all, and the brush is one of those like plastic bristle brushes. But the good thing is, if you don't like those when they have like the longer spikes that feel like they stab you in the eyelid, this one has like teeny tiny little short bristles, so it doesn't do that. I'm actually going to insert a clip now of me applying this, and you can see sort of how it takes my lashes from before to after. I picked up the No Flaws concealer, and this is one of 3 different options that they have. They have one that's in a jar, which I figured would probably be a little bit thicker and more full coverage, and then they also have a stick, which also tends to be sort of on the drier side and more full coverage. And they did also have like brightening pens, but I don't know if those were more color correctors or highlighters versus concealer. This just looked like sort of a good everyday formula, and it's not bad, but it's not my favorite concealer ever. It's a little bit thicker than I would like. I generally tend to use thinner formulas like the Maybelline Fit Me or the Maybelline Age Rewind. I also love the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. That one is amazing, and it's only $5. This one is $12, so it's a little bit pricier than ones that I've already been using and loving. So I don't know that I would necessarily, you know, if you have a concealer from the drugstore that you really love, I don't think this is anything like that blew my mind. It's okay. I did find actually, especially if you have drier skin or more mature skin, that it did start to sort of cake up pretty easily underneath my eyes and sink into those fine lines. But I'm gonna actually have to throw this one out because I dropped it just a few minutes ago and it broke. So unfortunately, this is going in the garbage anyway. So I also picked up a lip product, and this is called Glow with the Flow Lip Shine, and this is in the shade Whatever, which is a pretty pinky mauve-y shade, which I really like. However, this gloss is more on the sheer side. It's not going to be more full coverage like the Anastasia lip glosses. I have it on my lips today, and it has just a tiny hint of shimmer to it, which is nice as well. There's no scent. One thing that bothers me about it though is with the applicator. It has one of these flat paddle applicators, but it doesn't hold a lot of product. So I feel like I have to keep dipping it back in to apply more over time. So that's sort of one downside to this. And I mean, again, kind of like with the concealer, it's not terrible, but it's just not blowing me away. I mean, it's a nice gloss. It feels moisturizing. It is sticky though, so if you don't like sticky glosses, you probably will not like this one as well. So I mean, it definitely has its pros and cons. I like the color. I think it's moisturizing. I like that it has no scent, but the stickiness and the applicator are sort of downsides for me, and I don't feel like there's anything groundbreaking about it. It's just a lip gloss, so you know, I have tons of lip glosses from the drugstore that I feel like are kind of similar. Next, I grabbed one of their liquid highlighters. This is called the Filter highlighting liquid, and it's in the shade Spark My Interest, which is a really pretty gold color. The packaging, again, is beautiful. It has a glass bottle, which I really have to be careful not to drop, and the soft touch packaging similar to NARS in the cap. It's in a pump as well, which is awesome. And this is one of those highlighters where you can sort of use it all over as a primer under your foundation. You can mix it in with foundation, or you can just tap it onto your face, or even like your shoulders and like collarbone area. It looks really pretty as well. Like I can sort of add a little bit so you can see it gives the most beautiful natural looking glow. It's not glittery at all, which I love, and I really prefer liquid highlights just because I feel like they look the most natural on dry skin versus like a powder formula. This is what this shade looks like. Hopefully you can see it's sort of like a really beautiful golden color. But I will say that this is actually very similar to the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops. Here's what that one looks like side by side. The colors are similar. I think the Marc Jacobs is just, this is the Marc Jacobs over here. It has, I don't know, it's a little bit lighter in color, I would say, than this one. But I mean, they're very similar. They're both golden. So once it's on your face, I feel like you wouldn't really be able to tell much of a difference. But yeah, a great dupe for $14.99. I think it's definitely worth it. It doesn't have the coconut scent like the Marc Jacobs does, but it's very, very similar formula wise. It feels the same. It's long lasting on my skin, which I love. So I would definitely pick this one up if you can. So last but not least, if you guys have been following me on Instagram for a while or reading my blog for the last few years, you probably know that I am a major blush addict. So I had to pick up some of their blushes, and I'm already planning to go back and get the rest of the shades because these blushes are so nice. The formula is beautiful. It's super smooth. It doesn't kick up a lot of powder, yet it still picks up easily with a brush, which is kind of hard to find. Normally the ones that are a little harder pressed into the pan are hard to pick up with a brush. I'm wearing the matte shade that I got today, which is called Just for Fun, and it's more of a cooler tone pink. But I also picked up this one called First Base, and this is more of like a peachy coral with a little bit of shimmer to it. It kind of reminds me, at least at first glance, of NARS Orgasm or the Balm's Hot Mama. So I will probably be doing some comparison swatches on Instagram to find out if it is a dupe for those. But right now, let's get into some swatches because I just want to show you these colors. They're so pretty. So here's what the two shades look like. Sorry, I had to go over by a window so I could get the most natural lighting. The one on the left is First Base, and that's the shimmery peachy shade. And then the one on the right is the cooler toned pink that I'm wearing. And they're both really, really beautiful on my skin tone. They have a bunch of other shades as well, so if you have a deeper skin tone, definitely head to Sally's and check them out because it's just such a pretty formula, and I think you guys will really enjoy these. Alright guys, so that was my collab haul from Sally Beauty. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to hear in the comments below if you have tried anything from this line. I'd love to hear about your experiences, and if there's anything from the line that you would like me to try and talk about, please let me know that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!